Hi folks, this is Jerry Orifice. Who am I? I own the company, but more importantly, I've been in the life insurance business for 35 plus years. This is what we do. Don't know much, but we know something about the life insurance business. You're here for a brief tutorial, and basically I want to blow the lid off a concept that has been really punishing policyholders like you by large life insurance companies. So what is it that the life insurance companies don't want you to know? Before I begin with that, make sure you always check my bio. You want to know who you're doing business with. What is it the life insurance companies don't want you to know? If you don't need your policy, you don't want to pay for it, the needs have gone by. The lifetime estate tax exemption is $22.4 million. Maybe you don't need that policy so much for the estate tax. If you don't need it, if you don't want it, if you don't want to pay for it, what's your options? You may end up doing what thousands and thousands of policyholders like you have done throughout the years. You call up the insurance company and say, don't want it anymore. They say, well, thank you very much. You've got $1 million policy. You have $100,000 in cash value. And what are they going to do? They're going to send you a check for $100,000. You're happy as a clam. They're happier. Why are they happier? Number one, they're off $1 million claim. Now, let's reset. What if, as in any other private property asset, like your home, you don't turn it in back to the builder? What do? You put your house out to the open market, the free market. What's it really worth? Well, the dirty little secret with the life insurance companies, they've been underpaying you for many cases, not in all, many cases, what the fair market value of that life insurance policy is worth. In the example I used, they're going to give you $100,000. What if we get multiple offers and you get $300,000? If you got $300,000, you're plus $200,000, and the insurance company is still on the risk, which is why you originally bought the policy. So the key is sell, don't surrender. Now, in all cases, you may end up back, if it's not a valuable piece of commodity, to get more than the cash value. Well, you're back where you started from. So the free market should decide what the value of your policy is, just as in any other private property, and it hasn't been going on for many, many years in the life insurance business. Now, you may ask, Jerry, who buys the policies? Well, how about Warren Buffett? Good enough? Berkshire Hathaway, large pension funds, publicly held companies, investment funds, banks, the Citibanks, the Goldman Sachs, the Wells Fargo of the world. But you know, I think we should focus on actual examples. So let's review actual examples of cases that I've got here, and you can get a feel for what I'm talking about. Here's client A, a $2 million policy. There was $73,000 in cash surrender value. They would turn that in, they get a check for $73,000. They go, whoops, wait a minute, not so fast, reset. Let's put it out into the free market. We got $225,000 for this client. They are plus $152,000. Now, what do you think is better, 73 or 152? Of course. Here's example B, actual case, $500,000. They were bleeding it. In other words, they were letting the cash value pay for the policy. They only had $3,000 in the policy left. They said, Jerry, we don't want it anymore. We don't need it anymore. We don't want to pay for it anymore. We sold it for $105 plus $102. Here's example 3, $2 million, $5,000 in cash. Again, using the cash to pay for it. They don't need it. We got them $300,000. They're plus $295,000. Example D, $2 million, $10,000 in cash, $135,000 sale price plus $125. Okay? What do you think? What do you think? All these years, the life insurance company has been paying $73 when it's worth $225. They've been paying them $3,000. It's really worth $105. You see the point? You see the point? Phase one from you as a policyholder, you want to see if you could sell it first. If not, you're back in square one and turn it into them and have them write you a check. Example E is a $5 million policy, older insured, 90 years plus, but the family did not want to continue paying for the premiums, didn't need it, etc., etc. There was only $20,000 in cash value. They had suspended premiums. It was cannibalizing itself. They said, Jerry, we're just going to let it die. Whoops. What happened? True. We sold it for $2.5 million. They want me to run for president. That's a joke. Okay, so here they got they're up basically up $2.5 million for what? Selling, not surrendering. So here's your decision. 1, you don't need it, you don't want it, etc. Come to that fork in the road and say, okay, Jerry, we don't want it anymore. Number 2, you got to be 70 and older, and health, medical impairments. By the way, older the better. Medical impairments. To be blunt, it's all about longevity. So if you have medical impairments, that's a plus to getting a higher price. It's a plus to getting multiple offers. Finally, within our website, there's an area there where you're going to fill out and give me information about your policy. It could be a term policy if it's convertible, survivorship policy, 1 life, 2 lives. If there's 1 life left, that's fine. Whole life, universal life. Give us that basic background information. And more importantly, try to spend a little bit of time breaking down your medical history, medication, hospitalization, etc., etc. I will then evaluate that and get back to you and say, look, I think we should take the next step. I should get documentation of your medical history, and let's get some bids and see what we can come back with, okay? So, boiling it all down, your decision. Number 1, you don't need the insurance. Number 2, who to do business. We've been in the business 35 plus years. You've got my bio. You have any questions, give me a call, and you can size up that. But that's very, very important. Who are you going to do business with? I want to be able to quarterback your case. I've got the track record. Here are some examples. So in conclusion, thank you very, very much for taking a look at our website. Fill out the information. If you're interested, you have any questions, give me a call. Thank you very much.